Siddhartha, the awakened one, the sage and the teacher. Look here, Durga. They have captured your own story. Mahishasura, the shape-shifter, the buffalo demon. Evil incarnate. Yet, without him, you would not have come to be. This is the moment when he was granted the boon by Brahma. No man could kill him. And here Mahishasura seized the heavens, unkillable, defeating and driving out all the devas and even Indra himself. Your birth, Durga. The devas knew it was their only chance to create a being capable of destroying their foe. All their power focused into one body, gifted with all their weapons. I wonder what your first thoughts were. You forced him back. I remember it well. You on a lion's back, leading the battle line. The devas flocking behind you, inspired with new courage. Mahishasura at bay, forced to take his true form. The monstrous buffalo, stamping and blowing, crushing warriors with his hooves and throwing them into the air with his great horns. The killing blow struck with the trishul in your hand. There was no fear on your face, although Mahishasura had shaken the heavens themselves. The battle light in your eyes, determination on your brow. I knew then what the devas had made, and I knew then what change you would bring to our world. From evil comes great good. Such is the balance of the world. Shailaputri, how I remember that day when you stepped into the fire, and then your rebirth as Parvati, daughter of the mountain. All nature is yours, and all our powers rest within you. Brahmacharini, before you were wed to Shiva, you went to live in the mountains, to fast and to pray, and he could not help but fall for your devotion. Golden Chandraghanta, great warrior against demonkind, your third eye, always watchful. Radiant Kushmanda, great creator, who made the word with just the flash of your smile. Katyayani, formed from the thoughts of all of us to be incarnated as the destroyer of the demon Mahishasura. Skandamata, wisdom-granting goddess of fire, your mighty son in your arms. Hail Mahagauri, Redeemer of sinners, Mistress of true reality. Ferocious Kalaratri, deadly warrior, slayer of demons and death of time itself. Siddhidatri, divine mistress of all perfections, gifter of the 8 powers, source of all the world. Ah, see, they have depicted Shakti's first address to us. I still hear her words echo, even now. I am Adi Parasakhti. I am the absolute reality. She told us that she, the eternal font of energy, beyond form and limit, had created us to govern the universe as aspects of her power. To Brahma, she gave the role of creator and set the wise Saraswati, the primeval sound, as his consort. Together they would create the universe. To myself, she assigned the role of preserver, of protector in all my needful incarnations, with Lakshmi as my consort, so that prosperity and wealth would be at my fingertips. Rudra would become the Lord of Time, both destroyer and regenerator of the universe, and would grow to surpass all Shakti's other forms. One half would become Lord Shiva, destroyer of evil. The other, but you know this, Durga, for the other half was you. See here, it is the story of Garuda. There were two sisters, Kadru and Vinita, the most dear of wives of Maharishi Kashyap. He granted each a boon to show his affection. Kadru asked to become the mother of 1,000 sons. Vinita asked for just one son, but that he must be more powerful than the 1,000 sons of Kadru. Blessed by the Maharshi, Kadru gave birth to 1,000 eggs. Vinita gave birth to only 2 eggs. With time, Kadru's eggs began to hatch. Inside each one was a coiling snake. Vinita, impatient and jealous that her sister's eggs had already hatched, took it upon herself to break open one of her own eggs. Inside Vinita's egg was a half-formed bird-like creature. Enraged by his mother's actions, he cursed her, saying that she would be a slave to Kadru until her second egg hatched. And if she did not show patience with that hatching, she would forever be a slave. And so, under the curse of a half-formed offspring, and through the machinations of Kadru and her Naga children, Vinita became a slave to her sister. Years passed until one day Vinita's second egg finally hatched. From it emerged Garuda, the king of birds. Seeing his mother's servitude, Garuda asked the Nagas to free her. They agreed, but on the condition that Garuda would fly to heaven and fetch for them the elixir of immortality. Garuda, for his mother's sake, flew to the heaven of the Devas. He was too powerful for the Devas to defeat, and so seized the elixir from them. I saw that Garuda did not want the elixir for himself, and so I manifested myself to him. Because his heart was pure, I granted him the gift of immortality. In return, he granted me the gift of becoming my mount, should I so desire it. I warned Garuda of the deceptive nature of the Nagas. So Garuda returned to the Nagas with the elixir, but tricked them, telling them that it could only be consumed after they had purified themselves in the holy river. He attacked them unsuspecting as they bathed and ate them up. He freed his mother, Vinita. For safekeeping, Brahma took the elixir and bore it back to the heavens. I am Matsya, the horned fish, who rescued Manu from the flood and led him to a place of safety. I am Kurma, the great tortoise, bearing the weight of the mountain on my back. I am Varaha, the bull, who battled Hiranyaksha for 1,000 years and dragged the earth back from the cosmic ocean. I am Parashurama, the valorous great warrior who created the western lands with a throw of my axe. I am Vamana, the dwarf who bestrode both earth and heaven. I am Narasimha, with a man's body but a lion's claws and head, great protector against evil. I'm Kalki, rider with a sword of flame, who destroys the evil and ends the cycle of darkness. I'm Krishna, the herder, the most compassionate, who steered Arjuna's chariot and guided his thoughts. I'm Rama, exiled prince, who rescued Sita from the demon Ravana and returned home in glory. I'm Buddha Siddhartha, the awakened one, the sage and the teacher. It is the birth of Piplad, an aspect of Lord Shiva. When Piplad was just a young boy, his father Dadichi gave his own bones in sacrifice to the Devas to defeat the Asuras. Piplad asked the Devas why his family should suffer such bad fortune, and they told him it was simply due to the alignment of the planets. Piplad was furious at this fate and cursed Shani of the ringed planet, whose celestial home started to fall from the sky. The Devas interceded, pleading for mercy on Shani, for Piplad to lift the curse. Piplad agreed, on the condition that Shani's position would no longer bring trouble on anyone of less than 16 years old. This is the marriage of Shiva to Sati, which angered Sati's father Daksha greatly. Daksha snubbed the girl and insulted Shiva in public. Sati was unable to bear it and threw herself into the sacrificial fire. Shiva fell into a great rage and pulled a lock of hair from his brow, lashing the ground with it. And there sprang up Veerabhadra, fierce warrior of Shiva, who destroyed Daksha and extinguished his fire. Even I could not stop him. The birth of Ashwatthama, gifted to his father Drona after many years of penance, born with a magical gem in his forehead that made him a mighty warrior. After Drona was killed through trickery, Ashwatthama issued a challenge to Arjuna. Both warriors used mantras to create mighty world-destroying weapons. Arjuna was wise and withheld his weapon, but Ashwatthama did not, instead directing it at Uttara, Arjuna's daughter-in-law, utterly destroying the lineage of the Pandavas. For that action, Krishna cursed Ashwatthama and cut the gem from his forehead. For thousands of years, he roamed the forests of the world with blood and pus oozing from his injury. It is rumored he walks there still. There was a time when I was to take from upon the earth as Rama. Lord Shiva was greatly pleased and wished to travel with my avatar in my journey to aid me. But Parvati begged him to stay with her. There was a devoted king, Kesari, of the monkey people, who prayed to Shiva for a child. And so, as a means to assist me, and as boon to Kesari, Shiva was born as Kesari's son and became Hanuman, who was helper to my Rama.